Oh, come on.
Carly is in need of a second date update this morning, and it's kind of what we do. We're going to help her out. Hey, Carly.
Hey, guys. So great to talk to you. I'm hopeful that you'll be able to help me out. I really like this guy, and I really felt like we connected and had so much fun together. But, of course, he ghosted me, and I have no idea what's going on. So, yeah, we actually went out twice, and the first time was like this quick dinner, just like about 45 minutes, and he was fitting me in between meetings, which I appreciated. It was fine that
He was sorry, go back. You said the first date took place between meetings. Was this a daytime date?
That was dinner. It was a quick dinner. I guess he had a late evening meeting.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Maybe there were guys in town with the company or something like that. They were taking him out or something.
You have time sometimes. You're like, I got a quick dinner. I got a meeting, and then I got to do this work thing.
Yeah, well, the last time we were at Ruby's, we were sitting in the main dining room at the one downtown, and we were seated up against the wall in a little booth there, so we got a whole view of the room, and it was mostly men.
Oh, yeah.
Looked like guys,
business
maybe travelers, business meetings, guys from out of town.
Totally.
And this was on a Wednesday night, a weeknight, so I guess it's not that surprising. You'd see more of that.
Anyway, that's not even half the drama. Like, we talked a lot about the Bengals, like both of us being lifelong fans, and he even talked about going to the Super Bowl if they would have won, which totally sucks that they lost.
Right.
But then we got robbed. We got robbed. It was awful. The game, that is, not that we didn't get robbed.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, but the party was good, and there were about dozens of friends there, and I liked them all. They were all super cool. They seemed to really like me too, and we got along great. And he was really attentive, and I know how easy it is to get preoccupied when there's a big group of people at our not our house. Sorry, I'm not that his house. When you're hosting, you can't really pay attention to your date. But he was really great, and I helped him out in the kitchen, and I think he appreciated that, and it was a really good time until we lost, which was such a bummer. But I was pretty drunk, so one of his friends who lives just up the street drove me home. But before I left, he hugged me and thanked me for helping him with the party, and said that I'd talk to him later, and he was like, "See you later." And that was it. I haven't heard a word from him, and I reached out a couple times, so here we are. I'm just a little confused because, I wasn't doing anything stupid when I was drunk. I did get a little tipsy, but I just don't understand why.
Well, I feel like if you're at his house kind of hosting this party with him, and he's introducing you to all these people, that there's more than just ghosting.
Especially for your second date.
Yeah.
And then after, as you guys are drying dishes together and everybody's kind of gone home and it's sort of just the two of you, I would think you'd have a real sense of the vibe coming from him, whether or not he's interested in seeing you again. Did you get that sense?
Yeah, I got the sense he wanted to hang out again. So
that's
not
why this
sure
is so
what's happening.
surprising.
Yeah.
Got it. Anything else that you think we need to know that's pertinent?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. When we come back, we're going to call Mike, see what he's been up to. Maybe he's just been busy because you said, excuse me, on that first date, he kind of had to squeeze you in between meetings. I don't know what he does for a living, but he sounds like a relatively busy guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's out of the country.
Yeah. So it may be nothing about you, but we'll find out. A second date update continues next with Jeff and Jen, Cincinnati's Q102. Carly's actually been on a couple of dates with Mike. One was a relatively short dinner only because it was scheduled in between meetings that he had, but the date went well enough that he invited her to his place for a little party he had for the AFC Championship game, which obviously we know how that went. But at this party, he made it a point to introduce her to his friends, spent some quality time with her despite the mixed company, and she even hung out after and helped him clean up, and was definitely getting a vibe that there was some interest there and that they would definitely see each other again. But that never happened. He went radio silent, and that's left her confused and a little bummed. So we're going to call Mike and see what he's been up to. Hey, Mike.
Yes, this is him.
Just the man we're looking for. It's Jeff and Jen at Cincinnati's Q102. How are you this morning?
Man,
What?
is this what I think it is?
Yes.
Keep going.
So there is interest from a woman named Carly.
Mm-hmm.
She sounds very nice. And she was left with the impression, I think the last time she saw you was at your place. And she was left with the impression you would be open to getting together again, but obviously that hasn't happened. And we thought we would make a little call on her behalf and just kind of get your thoughts on Carly and if you'd be open to getting together for a in your case, the third date.
Jeff, yeah, I mean, I'll be upfront with you. I haven't been more busy than usual. I just don't. It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Carly. No, we're just wired different. And I'm glad that I figured it out early.
So when you say we're wired differently, in what way? In what way makes that a deal breaker for you?
Well, I mean, I'm sure she told you about me having her over to my place for the Bengals Chiefs fiasco.
Yes.
And see, I'm a very laid back, calm sports fan. I like sports. I love the Bengals, have since I was a kid. You know, who didn't love a guy named Boomer?
Right.
But my life and my well-being doesn't rest on sports and like the outcome of sports, right? I watch the game, I enjoy it, but I don't get overly excited. I don't get overly angry. It's not going to ruin my day. It's not going to ruin my week. And she does, like jumping up and down and screaming and going crazy.
Okay.
Running around the room, high-fiving people that she's just met. These are my friends. High-fiving people, chest bumping, slapping butts, making people do the wave. Like it was, you know, go for it. Be excited. But this is a brand new group of people, and she is loud and proud. And I don't know what else, but it was just too much of a scene. It was too much of a scene for me.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
I like her.
Yeah.
It's a spectacle for sure.
Right.
It's a time.
Yeah. Fritz, when the Bengals lose, does it ruin your day or your weekend? I mean, we're all fans, but you're like a super fan.
I mean, I definitely think that if it's in this kind of way, like the playoff game, it was hard for us all to go to sleep, and we were all really bummed the next day.
Yeah, I was bummed too, but I wouldn't say
it ruined my day. But I mean, when you're invested as a fan, it can ruin your day.
It can bum you out.
Like I know a kid when the 49ers lost, he was crying because his favorite team lost. You know, so it did kind of ruin his day.
Yeah. Okay.
And I get it. I mean, I was bummed that they lost, but the thing, it's like. So my dad, he was a truck driver. Stereotype. If you're imagining a truck driver of how they look and how they sound in your mind and the kind of language they would use, that was my dad. And I loved him. And but he had a potty mouth. But Carly superseded his potty mouth by like 10, 11 degrees, right? I mean, the yelling at the players, at the refs, she used the F word in more ways than I've ever heard. Like, I was afraid she was going to grab my TV off the wall and throw it out the window. I'm not kidding. It was like white rage.
I can understand that.
Veins popping out of her forehead and her neck and everything.
Yeah. I was around the same playoff game. I was around we went out to watch it. I won't say where. We were around a very, very, very aggressive fan. Like, extremely loud, extremely aggressive, yelling, screaming, F-bombs. This was a family stylish place. And I ended up
There's probably kids
leaving
around.
and going home at the end of the first quarter because it was so aggressive. It almost made me uncomfortable. And I'm a super fan. So
It's
I
one
can
thing to
understand.
be excited, but that ruins that kind of, I don't know.
There's passion, and then there's ruining the experience for everyone around.
Yes.
you
Correct.
Because
It
you're
ruins the
being
experience.
obnoxious.
Yes.
And my friends, were just fueling the fire. Like, they weren't helping.
Of course
they,
not.
they had no stake in the game. This was not somebody that they were getting to know with dating. So
Right.
I feel like them getting amped up was just feeding her anger. And, like this guy that you left the bar for, she was making everything very uncomfortable. Right.
Interesting.
And I'm thinking into the future. and it's
Wait.
I would.
Time out. You were right there with us. You were just as upset, and I think you're exaggerating a bit. Like, don't you? I wasn't that obnoxious.
You were. Like, one of my other calm friends was standing back watching you, and she said to me, well, that's never going to work. Like, pointing to you and then pointing to me. And I mean, you think about the future. I have season tickets, but I would never take someone like you to a game in person because I can already feel embarrassed based on how you acted at my house. I can't imagine if it was in front of a stadium full of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mike, you're not saying you're not allowed to get excited. You're not saying she's not allowed to be herself. You're just saying the contrast is so stark in the way you express your enthusiasm for the team that it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I was bummed. It's okay to be bummed. It's okay to get excited. But I never told the refs where they could shove that effing trophy that they just effing handed to the mother effing Chiefs.
Immediately, he got a glimpse into his future when the mother of his children gets into a fight with one of her kids' refs because she didn't like a call.
Exactly. And I will give you credit, Carly. Your cursing is very creative. Like, A+ for creativity. But the things you mentioned, I'd never heard of, and it was just a bit embarrassing that everybody that was at my place had to be exposed to that kind of behavior and that kind of language.
Well, I still think you're exaggerating, and maybe you should have been more passionate about it. It was a big deal.
It was a game, though. It's not life or death. We're still alive today, and that's a miracle.
He's passionate enough that he was willing to drop the money for season tickets.
Yeah.
So that's something.
For sure.
Exactly. I care.
He's just not the type to rip the TV out of the wall if the Bengals lose.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or watch somebody else do it.
Yeah.
Sounds like her energy level is more like Kelsey's, and his energy level is more like Joe Burrow.
There you go. That's so funny.
You're right.
That's a great way to put it.
Great analogy. Great sports analogy, Tim.
I'm here for you. I do color.
All right. Well, Carly, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.